Okay, I think you're recording. I don't really feel like lighting the incense right now because that would involve me getting up. I don't even know what this video is gonna be about, to be honest. Okay, stop chasing happiness. I hear that shit all the time. Like, you see so many stories about people, and like even on YouTube, like I see a bunch of stories about people who they start off with all these dreams and aspirations and shit that they want to accomplish, and then they finally like acquire it, achievement get, but then like they aren't happy. And it's something that everybody just kind of knows. Like, you hear that all the time and you know it. Like, it makes sense that, oh yeah, well, happiness is like...
Happiness is within you, bro. Like, it's always been there from the fucking beginning, bro.
But it's something, there's a difference between hearing something and then like kind of intuitively understanding it. And I think that that's what I've started to kind of dip my little toes into. You know? For the longest time, if you've seen any one of my videos, I endlessly harp about the fact that I was like depressed and lost for 2 years. And I remember thinking that like my standards were not high. Like, I really just wanted to be able to consistently exercise, meditate, and I don't know, all the healthy shit that you hear about. I just wanted to be able to do that. And I thought that like if I could, I thought the problem was that I didn't have enough discipline to get me through, to get me past that like first month or 2 or 3, whatever. I thought that once I was able to maintain those habits for a while, that my brain would stop malfunctioning and all the happiness chemicals would come back, and that I would suddenly be like a reborn person who was happy all the time. Life would be exciting again, and I would start liking the things that I used to love doing and that suddenly I didn't. And lately I've been thinking or wondering if happiness just doesn't exist, at least not in the way that I thought that it did. Like, maybe it's something other than my previous conception of it. What I'm trying to say, more non-abstractly, is that everybody kind of thinks that like once you do this certain thing or once you get to this certain place, you're going to feel better. And I think that happens to an extent. Like, for example, like this past year, I was so frustrated with myself because I couldn't stick to losing weight. Like, I would lose a pound here and there, but then I would like go back to the habits and gain it back. And so like the only thing I wanted in that moment was to be able to consistently do it, because it's not hard to lose weight in terms of like the actions that you take. It's just like those decisions between certain things that are hard. Anyway, this isn't about losing weight. I thought that once I lost a couple pounds, like once I could look at myself in the mirror and actually like feel pretty decent about how I looked, I thought once I got to that point that I would instantly be like confident, like to the point where I wanted to be like the most charismatic motherfucker on earth, like the Riz King. But that's not what happened. Sure, I feel more confident than I did before. And it's not even just because of that. I mean, all the stuff that I've been doing in the past year have made me more confident. But I'm not like I'm still insecure in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of ways. And it's not going to just go away like that. It's not once you do this certain thing that your problems get fixed. At the end of the day, no matter what you accomplish, no matter what you do, life is still just gonna be life. And it's always going to be hard at times, and it should be obvious to people that even celebrities fucking hate their lives sometimes. I don't know why. Like, it's really easy to idealize this, like to idealize fame. But it's like, I mean, how many fucking famous people ruin their lives because of drug addiction and I don't know, so many other things. It's a trend. Like, it happens all the time, and that can't be a coincidence. It's because money doesn't make you happy. It can assist in that, but it doesn't make you happy. Nothing makes you happy. No amount of love, no amount of money, no amount of accomplishment, no amount of success, no amount of anything is gonna make you happy. Just like motivation, happiness is an emotion, and it fades as well. I don't know why I thought that after a certain point, like after I reach a certain level, I suddenly became entitled to happiness 24/7. I strongly believe that that is not possible. I don't think, I mean, I hope I'm proved wrong, but I don't think that there is anyone on earth who is happy all the time. What I do think is possible in theory is enlightenment. And what I will say about that, because I know it has a lot of association with like woo-woo shit, but what I think enlightenment is not happiness 24/7. It's not like you're in this constant state of bliss. What it is just that you feel kind of detached. I think that enlightenment is just the acceptance that you're really not in control of like anything. And things are gonna happen. That's life. Life happens to you. And enlightenment is really just a detachment from wanting to control everything. And this illusion that you are in control, because you're not. You never have been. But yeah, I don't know. Enlightenment is just such a complicated topic that I feel like I can't even touch that shit right now. You know, so we're gonna leave that be. We're gonna leave that be over there. What I realized like a week ago when I was walking, because I go on my nightly walks, and I was thinking real hard. And what I realized is that like kind of what was making me so miserable in a way, at least at times, was this expectation of happiness. And it's ironic because it's like wanting to be happy is what's making you not happy. Maybe everybody watching this video is like, well, yeah, duh. But I don't know, this blew my mind when I thought about it. I literally fell onto the concrete, and that's why I had to get stitches. Just playing. No, that didn't happen. I wanted so badly to feel happiness that it was that yearning for it, that idea that there's a distance between where I am in the present and where I want it to be. That is what causes the suffering. And it's the acceptance that sometimes you are just going to feel not ideal. Bars. That acceptance allows you, it gives you permission, it gives you the opportunity to find happiness and to, you don't really find it. I don't know. You don't really find the happiness. It just kind
of finds you, bro.
Yeah, I heard this quote or something from somewhere. Something about like there's a bird in your hand or a butterfly, some kind of flying animal, and if you want it to stay there, you don't grab at it. And it's this like trying to keep it here is what makes it so elusive. I hope any of that made sense. I feel like this is controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. I think life just sucks sometimes. And for me personally, maybe you can't relate, but for me it sucks most of the time. And when I say suck, it's not like because as soon as I say this, there's a part of me that's like,
bro, there are literally people starving in different parts of the world right now. There is someone who just got their leg chopped off for no reason.
I don't know what I'm saying. But my point here is that so many other people are dealing with so much worse than me. So I have this guilt when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways because it's my authentic experience. And I am just kind of miserable. Like, not the majority of the time, but like 40% maybe. I don't know. I like most of the time, it's not even, I'm not miserable. But wow. I am really just pouring my heart out for YouTube. When I say that life just kind of sucks, I don't mean that it's like inherently bad, but I just mean like a lot of life is kind of fucking mundane. Like washing dishes is not enjoyable. And neither is, I don't know, there's a million other things that you just have to do. It's like daily maintenance, cleaning. I haven't cleaned my room in like a year because I just didn't avoid these things. But what I've been realizing is that, like, yeah, it's not fun to do that stuff. And because of that, it's really only as miserable as you make it. If you are constantly chasing this like high of happiness, you're trying to feel happy, then you're not going to feel it when you're washing dishes. Like you're chasing that emotion that you associate with certain things. And so because of that, you're not going to find it while washing dishes. But if you let go of trying to grasp onto that, then it can manifest itself in a lot of ways. I don't even know if I'm making sense. And this is like the 5th time I've said that this video. And I think that in the past, I was really just trying to do that stuff, like meditating. Like I was told somewhere, someone told me that meditation makes you happy. It solves your problems. It solves all the brain shit, mind fuckery up here. And so I started doing it. And that was years ago now. And I haven't been consistent with it. But now that this year that I have, it's been like 2 months and yes, I see the effects of it, but I'm not happy because of meditation. Like it doesn't work that way. Stop doing things for the results of them, the things that you want to get out of it. It's not a transaction. It's like if you're doing something like meditation or exercise, you do it because it's good for you, not because you want something out of it. I'm going to go ahead and assume that if you're watching this video, you have not Control-Alt-Deleted yourself. And if that is true, then there's probably a reason why. And if I had to guess what that reason was, at least for me, it's that sure, life can be mundane and boring and even downright shitty at times. But there are moments, there are periods of time where life feels worth it. It feels worth all of those less desirable moments. And I can't tell you what that's going to be for you. I mean, for me, I really like hiking in nature and stuff like that. So anytime I reach the top of a mountain and I get to see that beautiful ass view, like that feels pretty nice. And that's enough to justify the climb up there. Switching that into a little metaphor. But and there's lots of things like that. You just have to find, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that happiness is something that you can acquire. It's not this obtainable item. It's something that happens. It's a byproduct of you living in harmony. I don't even fully know what that means. In those little moments where things seem worth it, you know, the conversations you have with friends, even, you know what? Another controversial opinion, I think drugs count sometimes. I don't think drugs are evil. I mean, it depends. Don't do heroin. But I think like getting drunk with your friends, like that shit, it's nice sometimes. Like I think sometimes that can be exactly what you need. It's like letting go and just having an experience with people. Connecting with other human beings. Those moments are worth everything else. And they don't last long, but they don't need to. And yeah, eventually you're gonna have to go back to those mundane portions of life. But again, they're only as miserable as you make them. Like if you're sitting there thinking the whole time, as I've done a lot, and my mom will agree with this, like I sit there and I wash dishes and I'm like, I fucking hate washing dishes. Like, yeah, obviously I'm gonna hate washing dishes if I do it with that mentality. And I don't have to pretend to be excited about it, but it's like, I mean, you can view it through a lot of different frames. Like I'm doing this right now because I'm trying to make myself happier in the future. I don't know. Yep. No matter what, unless I guess you're filthy fucking rich. But I'm not, and I'm gonna assume you aren't either. So no matter what, we're gonna face moments in our lives where we have to do things that we don't want to do. And I think in that moment, it's important to have discipline to do that stuff, but also to just remind yourself that life could be a lot worse, and you don't have to be happy all the time. It's okay to not be happy all the time. I got some bullet points right here. I don't know if you can see that, because fuck scripts. And I wrote, "Are you happy now, Xander?" This has been an enjoyable experience recording this video. I didn't really mind it. It was pretty nice, and I'm trying to do more of that. I realize now that I have so many internalized ideas about what I should like doing, and it's also based on what I used to like doing, and it's just like there's so much rigidity in identity, I guess. Like, so much of the things that I feel like I have to do are based upon how I think of myself, kind of, or how other people think of me. And I'm realizing now that like that is so fluid. Like who I actually am is so fluid, and you need to just embrace curiosity and just happiness is not elusive. I think that it's a lot more simple than people think it is. Do you ever like record a whole video and feel like you never even got to what it was supposed to be about? Because that's how I feel right now. But we're gonna post it anyways. We have meandered our way all across to right now in this present moment. The majority of people who are gonna click on this are gonna stay for like 30 seconds. So if you manage to make it this long, I fucking love you. You're awesome. And I also just wanted to say that I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm trying to be more authentic, because that's one of my values. If you want to hear about that, watch that video. But I hate writing scripts for YouTube. It fucking sucks. So I'm gonna stop. But that means that a lot of the stuff that I say is unfiltered and it's raw, like cane sugar. And I'm not fully here. I'm a bit cuckoo sometimes. So like, I think that I might not make sense. The vast majority of it might not make sense. But if you're on the same level, if we're on the same vibe here, you might get it. So hopefully you do. I'm gonna go. So good luck and goodbye. Peace.